Hello, yes. We welcome you back to PSSB, Physical Sciences Silver Bullet, and it's me, Richard, here. Yes, we are having a question at hand, still projectile. It says, draw velocity time graph for the ball. What ball? This ball, which was projected upwards from the top of the cliff of height 24 meters. Having initial velocity of 25 meters per second. Yeah, that's the ball, and we are supposed to have its velocity time graph. Okay, now from what we know here, if that one is our axis, yes, that's what we have for axis, then we must recall that what we have this side is the velocity. In what? In meters per second. And what we have here is time in seconds. Okay. So the ball was projected upwards. So it is moving. So as it's moving upwards, this is the graph, the kind of graph we get that is moving upwards. Why? Because as the ball moves upwards, it decelerates at the rate which is equal to acceleration due to gravity. Deceleration means decrease in velocity. So we are seeing this velocity decreasing gradually until it reaches maximum height. The point we see here is maximum height. This is velocity 0. Remember, when the ball reaches maximum height, it temporarily stops, attains velocity 0. So that's what we have. After reaching maximum height, what happens? It turns, changes the direction, and it starts coming downwards. So this is it. I want you to remember that for this graph, we have taken upward as positive. That's why our initial velocity, which was going upwards, is positive. So what do we have here? What we have here is the velocity at which the ball was projected. Okay? And you have to look for it from the statement. The velocity is 25. Remember, it is in meters per second. Okay? Then what we have here is the velocity at which the ball strikes the ground. And we have the velocity as 33.10. Also in meters per second. Okay, what are we missing? We are missing the time of flight. Okay, and we calculated it as 5.92. in seconds. So typically, this is what we have, the velocity time graph, showing us all the details of this projectile. Yeah. And then comes another question here, almost the same as the one we've just done, saying, draw velocity time graph for the ball, taking downward as positive. Okay, how do you go about this? We start with the axis. You have the axis. And what do we have here? Position. in meters. And here we have time in seconds. Okay. And we have chosen downward as positive. So our ball was projected upwards. We have to remember that. But downward is positive. What does that mean? That upward is negative. That means that our initial velocity is going to be negative because it's going upwards. Actually, our sketch is going to be like that. Okay. What do we have here? We have the velocity at which the ball was projected, and it is 25. We have to remember that what we have here is 0. Let us describe the movement of this ball. It was projected upwards. So what happens to its velocity? It decreases until it reaches maximum height. After maximum height, now it starts to come what? Down until it strikes the ground. Okay, so what you have here, our assumption that this one proceeded up to that. So what you have here is the velocity at which the ball strikes the ground, which happens to be 33.10. So what you have here is 33.10. We must not forget that if this is 0, the numbers below it are negative, and the number above it are positive. What is missing is the time of flight. Which we found out to be 5.92 seconds. Okay, so here we are. This is it. The velocity time graph of the ball taking downward as positive. And with that, would like to thank you for your time. The channel is PSSB, Physical Sciences Silver Bullet. See you next time. Don't forget to subscribe, to like, to comment, to promote the channel. Yes, we are simply the best.